Hey guys, what's going on? Kulprit here, and today I wanted to talk about what gets me so excited about Battlefield 4. There's one big factor that just kind of keeps me getting amped up and ready to play this game. Now, we have a ton of information about Battlefield 4, right? We know a lot more about Battlefield 4 at this point than we knew about Battlefield 3, like leaps and bounds more. Almost information overload. Kind of worried about spoiler alert, but like everybody else, I can't turn away. I can't get enough of it, and we are right on the eve, depending on when they publish this video, of the beta and then you're beyond the proper launch. So we know a lot about the details, and I'm just as excited about everybody. The game looks amazing. Levolution has me amped up. All the new attachments, don't get me wrong, all the details have me excited as well. But there's one larger factor that gets me really excited, and that is the variety in Battlefield 4. Now, let me explain for a minute. Everybody watching trailers, and you have the casual players are like wowed by the tower falling and things like this. But I have a feeling the majority of you guys watching this video are like myself, and you're looking at this game as a game that you could potentially play for at least another year. I'm the type of player that plays like one game 95% of my time, and I might dabble in other games here or there, but I'm a focused gamer on one game, and I usually play the game deeply, try to really learn it, and I want to say conquer it, but just get good at it, and that's what challenges me, and that's what keeps me interested. So for a game like that to grab me and be my main game, my primary game, the game that was Battlefield 3, my focus game, it has to offer not only just a challenge, obviously, it has to offer new content, but something that Battlefield 3 sort of lacked, that Battlefield 4 seems to be trying to deliver, is a variety. And there's two main ways that they seem to be trying to go about this variety, and I'm going to talk about those today. First, we're going to start off with the map design. Now, we've kind of know a little bit about the maps. Obviously, we know Siege of Shanghai, we know Parasol Storm. We've seen quite a bit of information on that. We know some names, we know some images of the other maps, and then just today there was released. Again, I don't know when this video is going to exactly be published. You'll know by me talking about it. Today there was just a little kind of teaser pictures of a whole 9 of the maps. So we got a little more flavor of kind of what the theme are going to be on some of the other maps. Now, if you just take a look, obviously with the limited information, we're going to have big, broad, expansive maps like Galmode Railway. I hope I said that right. That takes me back to Battlefield 2 Heritage and things. These wide open, expansive maps, vehicle dominant, air power dominant, these types of things. Old classic Battlefield that was kind of lacking from Battlefield 3. I'm not going to get into why that was, obviously, but we didn't have those type of experiences that we had in Battlefield 2 and even Bad Company 2. Those Harvest Days and Heavy Metals, these big maps that were kind of set up for armor clashing, so to speak. But on the other end of the spectrum, from what it seems to be like for Operation Locker, where we're going to have very close quarter operations, tactical, strategic kind of hallways, and not the DLC close quarters, but legit close quarters combat, very tight, limited routes, these types of things. Hopefully an improved Metro style. Gosh, I hope so. And then somewhere in the beginning would have maps like Siege of Shanghai, was just urban. I want to say close quarters, but it's not super close quarters, but medium range engagements, urban, change in vertical levels, these types of things, as well as Parasol Storm, which is now naval, and it's just going to be a lot of variety in the maps, and I really do like that. It's not just going to be there seems to be resort, which seems to be a jungle, let's think beachy kind of environment. We obviously have Siege of Shanghai, it's a city. There seems to be the levee map that's going to be a city. Galmode Railway is kind of plains and railways, obviously. Operation Locker is snowy in a mountain. There seems to be an abandoned warehouse, which is a forest, like a evergreen forest. Lots of variety in the environments as well. So this is very good to me. I like this idea. I like the idea of just give me some differences. I mean, people are clamoring for a snow map in Battlefield 3. I remember that. And I just like that. I like the idea that there's going to be different environments, different things for my eyes. Now listen, cross my fingers, cross my toes, cross everything you can cross, that they're not going to throw a silly tint over the game like they did in Battlefield 3. It looked beautiful in beta, and they put that blue tint over it for release, and to me it just spoiled all the kind of just graphical beauty of the game. I really hope they've learned a lesson with that, and they don't take any artistic privilege with that again. Let's hope so. So we're going to see a lot of map variety, and I hope that continues on in the DLC as well, where instead of these 4 maps, we're going to get close quarter maps, and then 4 maps, we're going to get huge vehicle maps. I hope there's going to be some variety in those as well. Give me 1 close quarter map, give me 1 vehicle wide expansive map, and then give me 2 that are kind of in the middle, right? So this way, if you launch a DLC and it bombs, like in my opinion Armored Kill did, it's not as though we almost didn't get into DLC. You're almost guaranteed to have 1 or 2 good maps of DLC, if not all. Whereas they, with Aftermath, I feel like they hit a home run. They got 4 good maps, but that's balanced by Armored Kill, where I feel like they didn't get any maps. So you know, I think a variety, you know, let's balance things out and give them a variety. I think is a good, strong way to go in map design. One other way that gets me very excited, and probably even more so, and I think it was something that's going to help me play the game a lot more. I mean, I already play it too much, but it's going to help me play it a lot more and less feel like a grind, if you will, is the difference in game modes. I think this time around, one thing I felt Battlefield, you know, was sorely lacking when compared to the game that shall not be named, was the lack of game modes. You know, obviously they expanded for Battlefield 3, they added TDM and things like that to the already, you know, classic Conquest and Rush lineup, as well as Squad Rush. You guys know the modes, which I thought was a very good addition. Now they're even going further and adding 4 new game modes, which I think is really good, and I think it brings really cool variety because, you know, obviously we're going to get those classic, you know, Rush maps. We're going to get the Conquest that we all know and love about Battlefield. Now we have TDM, so when you only got 20 minutes to pop in, you can just go play, fine. But, you know, when you kind of get tired of playing on those 64-man maps, 42-man, 48-man, whatever it may be, you know, hey, let's go play some, you know, 10v10 domination or 5v5 domination. It's a classic game mode. Why not? It's smaller. I mean, I know me with my Clan 008, we're going to play that a lot. I could see us getting a server, just, you know, like a 16-man server, 8v8 domination on a weekly basis. It's very simple, proven fun. It's smaller maps, easier to populate servers. It's just different. You can have more of an effect as one player on a you know, a 10 or 20-man server than you can on a 64-man. Now these are two, you know, they have their pros and cons, and I enjoy both for a variety of different reasons. And if though, you know, now you've played Rush and Conquest for a month, you kind of burnt out on that a little bit. Maybe you went over and played with the same 4 or 5 friends every night for some domination competition. Right now you're a little burnt out on that. Hey, well, let's go check out Diffused. You know, the single life, really slower, tactical, cover to cover, you know, really kind of epic moments. And you can do that, and then we have this elimination and deathmatch mode that nobody's really clarified fully yet. It seems to be, I've heard it could be, you know, a single, like a free-for-all deathmatch basically, or it could be a single life deathmatch. I've heard both iterations. I haven't seen anything, you know, but there's a lot of variety in there. And then you have the classic Squad Rush, which is a game mode I love, and I think it's very tactical, very strategic. There just seems to be, like, you know, if you want chaos, you want vehicles, you want air warfare, you want, you know, to be one member of a small squad in a larger army in a bigger battle, you've got Rush, you've got, you know, Conquest, you've got Obliteration with this crazy hectic speed it seems to have and pace. But if you want to slow it down and you want to have more effect individually on a battle, you can play Domination, you can play, you know, smaller Conquest, I suppose, you know, things like this. And of course Diffuse is where you probably have the single most effect on a match. You know, you can really pick and choose what you want to play, and I think it's gonna, you know, for a guy like me that likes to learn things, I like to learn the nuts and bolts. I like to learn how to play it. I like to learn how to be good at it, apply myself, and really research it. This is gonna give me almost like games within a game to learn and get into and really have fun with, and just, it's just gonna extend the longevity of the game for me a great deal. And it really is something that I'm really, really excited about. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're bringing more variety to Battlefield 4? I think we could probably all agree they are. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Would you rather see them focus as they did, let's say, on the DLCs in Battlefield 3, where they go niche-y with everything? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Like always, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Have a nice day.